Alright, we're doing the Strinova Season 3 tier list. So, I've been waiting in queue for like 30 minutes and I'm just doing this because I have nothing to do. But we're gonna start off on Audrey and end off on Yvette. We're gonna start off with Audrey though. Audrey is gonna be on the low A tier. I think Audrey got buffed with the max HP. She's super duper hard to kill. Oh my god, her ultimate is really good. Her kit is just good overall. I don't think she's super overpowered. Her main drawback is that you can only go horizontally in her turret form. If she could go vertically and everything else, that would be overpowered. But I think she's like balanced. I think her kit works too well. She's not super hard to work with if you play with your team. But like if you want to play solo or two people, it's really hard to get around in Audrey. Next up is Bimo. She's gonna be above, or he's gonna be above Audrey. I think Bimo with his dash cooldown buff, yeah, it's a buff. I think he's super strong simply because he can blind you and prevent you from going paper mode. It's a free kill, and his kit is kind of like Mara's. Like at some point you can't do anything at all. His ultimate is really fine, but a lot of the times I could just I could just go towards it or destroy it before, and then he gets killed. But I think Bimo overall is like, he's strong. I don't think he's S tier. Celestia, I'm gonna say right now, I think Celestia is the worst character in the game. Mara just came out who completely ignores shields, and they made shields less important. I mean, it kind of is the same, I guess, but they also removed her gimmick with natural regeneration. Now everyone can do it, even without a Celestia. And even if it's Celestia, it's not really as important as it was before. I don't think she's really super bad, but I think she's probably the worst character, or like the least impactful character in the game. But she has her moments with her ultimate and stuff. Next is Aika. Now, I hear a lot of people say Aika is good, but when I play ranked, I rarely see Aikas. I've only seen Aika like twice this entire season, and I've played like over 100, 200 games already. I have barely seen any Aikas. Now, when there was an Aika, they didn't really do well. I think Aika is a little bit too conditional, where you have to be close, hit him with your orb, or her O is probably like the only non-conditional thing. And her heat bar is kind of hard to charge up if they don't have like a Yvette, a Michelle, a Gala, anything that can charge her heat bar. I think she does really bad. But I just think she's super conditional. Of course, she has her moments. Any character has their moments. But I think Aika is a lot worse than Bimo for a shotgun. Flavia. I think Flavia is above Audrey but below Bimo. The HP buff destroyed Flavia. I find it so hard to actually get kills now with Flavia, since they always live off 1 HP, or since Flavia shoots super duper fast. If you miss 5 bullets and they're in paper mode, you don't deal enough damage in time to actually finish them off. And even when they're knocked, you have no ammo to finish them off because they're immune for like a good second or two. I do think her invisibility and her kit is super strong, but the thing is, a lot of the times, especially me, I could just chase the orb and Flavia can't do anything. And in her ultimate form, yeah, they gave her max HP, or they buffed her XP in her ult, so she could live a little bit longer. But at the same time, if you're pushing a team, you have to still draw out your gun, and if you hit them for 100, you probably can't get the extra 30 damage to fully knock them down. So it kind of makes it a little bit harder to kill everyone, honestly. I don't think she's bad. I just think she's not as good as she was in the last season, because her time to kill is pretty high now. Fragrance. I think she's exactly the same as she was last season. I know they buff max HP, but she feels the same. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forget that she even heals HP, because I only play Fragrance for the buff so we can push sight. She's gonna be in the same tier she was last season, B. Nothing too special. Fuchsia, on the other hand, she's gonna be our first S tier. I have seen the Fuchsias in this, and she is so hard to kill because she has a max HP, but if you get an assist or a kill, she gets extra max HP. And if she gets an assist, she can heal that HP. So basically, she has like the most HP in the whole game. She's really hard to kill. The only reason why I don't see her as much as Ming, I guess, is because she doesn't have any push potential as Ming. But I think she's like the best secondary duelist, or if you want to rush it in with like a Fragrance, or and you have like a Luine, or anyone that can slow. If you have like a Luine, I think it's A2 and you can slow him down. Fuchsia's probably the best character, honestly. She's really great, and I'm fine with her on this tier. Galatea, B tier. I don't know why. I think the damage nerf but the fire rate increase actually did more harm than good. I think the first couple shots are the most important, and I don't think the fire rate really makes up for that in time. A lot of the times you need that extra 9 damage to get the knock. so your team can get the assist, or maybe the enemies are low and you can get that final hit. Galatea can't really pull that off no more, and her teleport gimmick doesn't work as well no more. Her scans are great and everything, but Galatea so far has not been this good this season. Especially the Galatea means. They have also been saying they have not been playing well with Galatea. I think that was a huge nerf on her. Economy. I'm gonna put both of the snipers on S tier. I think the max HP isn't buff because, one, the hit registration in this game kinda sucks. I'm watching clips and I'm spectating people. The bullet will completely miss them, but it'll still count as a headshot. And I think the fact that they could one-tap you without even charging the sniper destroys the point of charging the sniper. I feel like it needs to at least have 2 or maybe even 1 bars, because if you're shooting the enemy and they're in paper mode, if they have max HP, you're not going to kill them in time before they get the first shot, and they can always pre-aim with their crosshair, and it makes it really hard to kill them. They kind of have the same problem with Rachie, where they deal so much damage that they can be out of paper mode and you're shooting them, they can just out damage you. And you kind of need to be like a duelist in order to kill them easily. Kokona has like the strongest ultimate in the game, which is why she's an S tier. And Economy scans are like just awesome overall, and if you get in like in the right place, it's really hard to peek anywhere. I think both of the kits are really strong. I do think Economy's ult is kind of useless. I've never had it like actually mess me up in a fight. But overall, I think just the fact that they can one-tap you in this season, and yeah, that's the reason why they're an S tier. Leona is gonna be in front of Flavia, but behind Bimo. Actually, not. She's gonna be in the highest A tier. It's really hard to win without a Leona. Maybe you could replace her with Economy, but Leona's scan is super annoying if you get it in the right position. I think she's really good on 404 base, especially in that map, because the site is super small and there's only like 2 real entries to that site, and they're like really close to each other. So if you get that scan correctly, it's really hard to push anywhere. Since I made Meredith, I find Leona's ult to be god tier with pair with it, and you just cover up all the entrances so they can't push. And her gun is really good. I don't really play Leona. I don't know, I just don't really like playing Leona. But I think she's a high A tier. It's really hard to win without her if you don't have the right team. Next up is Leona. I'm not gonna lie, Leona is pretty horrible. Ooh, whoops. Leona is pretty. I haven't seen a Leona in ages, and when I do see her, I don't really find the blocks to be that useful. In fact, I kind of find them counter. Like, if we take sight and her blocks are down, we could just use them ourselves. A lot of people put them on site and we can use that as cover, or they do it to block a site so it stalls time, but usually we push as a team, and if you gotta wait for her awakening for her to be good, I don't think the character is that good. Her ultimate, I have never seen anyone gain value out of that ultimate. It's really hard to get real value out of it because you just don't have to peek, or if they try to defuse the bomb, you could just, I don't know, I've never had a situation where a Leona uses her ult to like win a round. But her blocks overall do kind of help her get into crazy positions. Her kit is pretty good. She's not as broken as you would think she is, or as good as you would think she is, especially with her kit. It's just not that great. And I think the main problem is that it's a third-person game. You can kind of see beforehand where the blocks are, or basically you kind of just expect it in a third-person game. I think that's just the main reason why she's in B tier right now. Bettera, I think, is going to be the lowest B tier. Her gun is actually pretty good, but besides that, she has the worst controlling power in the entire game as a controller. Her paint does not block anything and just slows you down and prevents you from going paper mode. But you can also just kind of run through it if you have momentum, and a lot of the times when you want to push the paint is to push an enemy, and unless the enemies have full HP, you're probably going to push it. I don't think the paint is really wide enough for it to be super impactful. Yeah, it does slow you down, but like you can just get to cover immediately depending on where the paint is. Her ultimate though is carrying her on B tier. I think her ultimate is the strongest, not the strongest. I think around top 3 strongest ultimates in the game. It makes it so hard to hold sight because you can't go paper mode, and since it's a third-person game, they can always pre-aim you. But besides that, I think she's going to be on the lowest B tier, simply because she has the worst controlling power in the game. Mara is going to be on the highest S tier. I think the fact that she slows you down is the dumbest thing about her kit. I don't care about her A2, it's not super hard to deal with. Her A3 is not super hard to deal with. I think the fact that it slows you down, and that it's just so dumb, where like, it's basically they wanted her to get the free kill. Ming doesn't even have a kit that good, because although Ming does deal damage to shields, Mara completely ignores the shields, which is a whole different level with Ming. She's way better. She heals her own health instead of shields, She's basically the opposite of Ming, but way better in almost every way. Her ultimate, I think, is probably the most balanced thing in her kit. I do think it lasts a little bit too long, but I guess I could deal with that. I think they should remove the slow effect on the thing, or make it at least last a little bit less longer with her astral thingamajiggy. Because that thing lasts like 10 seconds. It's really hard to like fight back, and she could just chase you down. She needs a freaking nerf. Meredith, okay, I main her, but I think she's S tier. I have never seen a Meredith player do this but me, but you could play some of the craziest spots as Meredith, and her ult is way better and people don't play it correctly. If you have her A1, play in the air. If you don't have her A1, hold the angles and like ask your team to hold behind you. She's extremely good. I think this is one of the best ultimates in the game. The only way that you can counter is Noonaga, but a lot of the times, Noonaga is not going to be in front of you, and you can always play at the back of your ult, and you can play it safe. Her freaking Sands, I think her A2 is probably, not probably, is way better than her A3. A lot of people run her A3, and I think it's not that useful. I think it's like, it has the same problem with Madalena's paint, where you can still see through it, and then it kind of just ruins the point of controlling it. They gotta be inside of it, but it's a third-person game, so they can kind of just see where everything's gonna be at. Main reason why I think it's better than Madalena's is because even though you can go paper mode, you reload a lot slower, you lose HP, and you're also slowed down. And it's just way better than Madalena's paint. Michelle, I'll put her on the lowest A tier. A lot of people said Michelle did not deserve B. Thing is, I don't even think B is not even bad. C is bad. B is good. A is really good. S is just the best. I think Michelle is really good. I think she's like the worst sight holder with her kit, but her gun is really good. Her ultimate is like, it can have the crazy angles and stuff, but if your whole team has sight, you can always just destroy the thing before it even goes up. Her lasers are pretty fine for information. It slows you down, but it's kind of hard to hold it with it at the same time. I do think her, I think it's her passive where if you shoot her, it reveals her location. I think that's really good. She's not super outstanding. She's good. She does her job really well, and you can actually notice it. But I don't think she's broken or like super good. I think she just does her job really well. I'll put Ming right in front of Fuchsia. Whoopsie. Ming is still really great. Even though they nerfed the shields a little bit, I think that's the only real nerf they did to her. She's a lot harder to kill too now. They did give her an extra passive where she deals more damage to enemies with shields. Which is a little buff. She is the same as last season. They didn't really nerf anything really. She's just gonna stay on S tier. Noonaga is gonna be on S tier. I think this guy is way too strong. I think he just literally replaced Rachie as a stupid character with a gimmick. He put his pylon down, you can peek forever. If you have his A1, it's really hard to kill you, and a lot of the Nobus are really good at the game and don't really miss. So even if you hit more shots, they can survive with their A1 and just out damage you. And I think he's just way too difficult to kill. His pylon range is so big. It should be a little bit smaller for something that can recharge. If it couldn't recharge, that'd be way more understandable. But it recharges, and that makes him so strong. Because he could just play different angles and hold it. His DMR has so much ammo. Like, there's no point in going paper mode because he does so much damage and it's so hard to kill that he just makes up for that damage. He's on S tier. I hate him so much. But next up is Rachie. He's gonna be on the highest A tier. Then they nerfed the 190, and that was the only thing that was making him strong because it was just so stupid how much damage he did. I do think the wall can either be super good or super bad depending on how you play it. Like if they have a Fuchsia and a lot of scans on their team, you cannot use the wall. But if they don't, you can use the wall. Or if enemies are playing forward, Rachie can't really do much. The only reason why he's on A tier right now is because the damage nerf. The damage was what really carried him into S tier, and they nerfed him. So he's on A tier, highest A tier. Yugi is gonna be around B tier. The main reason why she's on B tier is because she does so little damage and she shoots kind of slow that it is kind of hard to get a kill with Yugi. I do find her ult really good. It literally forces them to rotate, and if they hold, they're probably gonna lose. Her smoke, her little snails are really great for controlling sight. I think is way better than Madalena's, but has the same problem of where they can see right through it. So I think she's on B tier. I think you need to have like a wind grenade for her to be like super really decent at least. B tier is fine. She's not really bad. She's not really good. She's a way better controller than Madalena though. Yvette's gonna be on top of Yugi. The same problem where, yeah, you have controlling power, but the enemies can see right through it. It's a third-person game. It's really hard. Her eyes does increase the damage they take, and the bear does give you some good information, but I really don't think that makes up for it, as you can have like a Michelle laser also gives information, and she's like crypto where she's on her bear and the whole team is fighting and she's not even fighting. She's just hiding in the corner. She's fine on B tier. I don't even think she's bad. Everyone else but Celestia, I think, is pretty decent in the game and has like a decent role. Now, this is a season 3 tier. This is a season 3 tier list for Strinova. I think I'm fine with this. This is all opinion based. I'm not going based off any stats because any character can be good, and the player base isn't super duper huge where I can get like good information because it's just the same 100 people I'm going against every day. But yeah, we'll end it here. If you guys don't like the tier list, just say in the comments, I guess. Tell me what you think, and I'll just see if I can comment down below. But yeah, we'll end it here. If you guys want more Strinova content, you know what to do. Subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below any other type of Strinova content I should make, and I might try it out. But yeah, bye guys.